right? So I just want to show you what's possible. Someone real life, right? And what's possible in a short amount of time, to inspire you and give you hope and hopefully motivate you to be like, what you're about to learn here works. It changes lives. Let's talk about energy blocks, because the vibration that you're in, like I said, vibration is super important, but energy blocks get in the way of you getting to where you want in life. And the biggest thing that we have to do is to look at life through the lenses of energy, because energy is the fastest way, in my experience, to get to where you are now to where you want to be. And I'm not saying that all the other methods don't work. They do. They're just very, very slow, or they keep in a repetitive cycle, which I'm like, I don't want to live like this. I don't want the story people around me or my dad or my grandfather. I don't want that story where the struggle remains and they never get to where they want. That's just not what I want for myself. It's not what I want for my children. It's not what I want for the world, right? So energy, in my mind, is the root of all of it. Because here's the thing, when you have thoughts, because a lot of times, I've tried, and I still do at times, because I know the power of all of them combined, but I've worked on my mind, solely on my mind. It might surprise a lot of you. I'm actually predominantly left brain. I'm more logical than I am, that's why it's funny that I'm spiritual activator, and my purpose work has to do with trust and surrender into the unknown and exploring that, when predominantly I am left brain, I am logical, I am skeptical. That's who I am. At least that's my makeup. That's not all of me, but that was the beginning parts of me. That is specifically that, right? So getting to be where you are, where I am now, sharing with you what I'm about to share with you, I laugh, because it's like, wow, because it was a journey of surrender to get here. So mind, I tried rewiring my thoughts, limiting beliefs, the mind, tried working on it from the emotional perspective, right? And they do work, but the fastest I've ever seen is energy. And here's why. Because everything in life has an energetic output. So any thought that you have, any kind of thought, whether it's I'm good enough, are they gonna hurt me? Am I gonna be safe, right? I am loved, I am not loved, I am whatever I am in blank, right? Every single thought that you have has an energetic frequency. So if you're like, I hate myself, that has an energetic frequency, right? So think about it as thoughts, as they are generated, they produce an energy, right? Energy right over here. Emotions, you're feeling angry, depressed, sad, fearful, shameful, guilty, right? The emotions itself, they have an energetic output. So now this is your thoughts create an energetic output, your emotions create an energetic output, right? And then now there's your actions, your decisions, what you do and what you don't do, right? I'm going to hide. I am going to run away. I am going to ignore whatever it is, or I'm going to show up. I'm going to love. I'm going to be grateful. Whatever you do or don't do also has an energetic output. So all these three produce energy, right? And has an energetic frequency, right? That means this is now controlling your vibration. And remember what we talked about vibration, depending on where you're at, attracts what you want or don't want in life, right? So energy directly affects your vibration. But what affects your energy? Your thoughts, your emotions, and what you do, what you don't do, right? Those three. But how are these even crafted? Your thoughts, your emotions, those, if you go deeper, those are affected by, one, can be your environment, right? It can be your environment. Because if you are an empath, you're in tune, you're sensitive to energy, you feel a lot of energy, right? At first, you're an empath, then you're affected by other people's energies, right? And same thing for me. I could go to the mall and all of a sudden I am feeling everybody's emotions. I can go to the mall, go to the grocery store, go somewhere, and next thing you know, if someone's anxious, they don't even have to talk to me. They don't even have to look at me. They don't even have to know I am there. I will pick up and I will feel it. So one level of it is, and I'm going to go through all the levels. One level of it is that your thoughts, your emotions, what you do, what you don't do is affected by your environment, right? People who are around you. Now, on a deeper note, empath, I'm actually curious, because when it comes to empaths, there's typically 3 levels. Let me know which one you are below, right? Level 1 is you are a knower, right? A knower. So if somebody's angry, not happy, down in life, you know their thoughts, you know they're sad. You just gotta know, yeah, they're not okay, right? One level. Second level, people who are feelers. That means you feel the emotions that they're feeling. If they're sad, you feel sadness as if it was your own. Your body releases the hormones or the chemicals and reacts as if it was your own sadness. You feel it. You feel it to a T. And at times it's confusing if you don't know what's going on because you think it's yours. And you're just like, why am I having a roller coaster emotion? And next thing you know, you're like, okay, I'm tuning into their energy. And as I'm tuning in, I'm feeling what they're feeling. And it's producing this kind of reaction within me, right? That's a possibility. And then you have an embodier. An embodier is like I'm the same. You feel their physical pain as if it were yours. And that happens so many times. I'll be like, riding in a car with somebody, I'll have knee pain. I'm like, I don't know why I have knee pain. I've never had knee pain, and there's nothing that I did that would have caused knee pain kind of thing. And then later on realizing that they had knee pain and they've had injuries. Like, when I release that energy afterwards, it goes away. It can be all three. It can be feeler, knower, embodier, and you just like literally experience it all on such a deep level to where sometimes there's no better way to say it. It sucks being around people at times because you're drained of your energy and your vitality and you're taking on so much stuff. And you're like, oh my gosh, I just need to be alone, away from everybody else and not taking on so much stuff, right? So which one are you guys? Let me know. A lot of times if you're all three, you're just like, you have a love-hate relationship with people and humanity. You love people, but you can't stand being around them because they're draining and they take, and you take on too much. And at the end of the day, you've got nothing left to give. And you are like, oof, you could be a week, 2 weeks in a cabin by yourself and not talk to anybody and you'll be just fine. And it can be any combination, 1, 2, 1, 3, all of them, right? But it's good to know because once you start knowing how you operate, then you start feeling a little bit more sane in life. Because you start realizing that what if 80 to 90% of the things that you experience and feel on a day-to-day basis, it's not even yours. Because the thing with empaths is you can be an empath with somebody around you, but you can also be an empath with somebody who's not physically around you because we are in a role of energy. How many times has it happened to y'all where you're thinking of somebody and next thing you know, with that minute, that hour that they text you, they call you and they're like, wow, that's weird. I was just thinking about you, right? That's because we are connected to people, even if they're not in front of us. If you're thinking about somebody, with intense emotion, positive or negative, or they're thinking about you, intense emotion, positive or negative, like you connect, you feel, you'll know what they feel. It's like they're right next to you. And if you don't know that's going on, you might think you're going crazy of like, wow, I was just feeling this. And now you're going through this roller coaster of emotions through your day, through your life. And you're like, there's no reason why I should be going through this. Like, there's literally no reason. Nothing happened that you can see that's causing you or supposed to cause you these thoughts that are coming through, the feelings that you're feeling. Like, it doesn't make sense because it's energy. It's the invincible thing that affects everybody, whether you believe in it or not. Okay. Does that make sense? All right, so empaths, talked about that. Now, environment affects, let's get back to it, right? Your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, they affect, all this produce energy, and the energy affects your vibration, and your vibration affects whether or not you attract to you what you want in life easily and it comes to you, or you attract what you don't want, right? But what affects your thoughts, your emotions, your energy is environment is one of them. Environment's one of them. The second thing is really traumatic events that happen in life, right? And trauma can be anything. It can be, for some who I've met, it can be they were a kid, they were excited to tell their parents something, and in that moment, as they were telling and sharing their heart and their excitement to their parent, that parent, for some reason, was multitasking, reading an email, reading a newspaper, or maybe they were busy and they weren't really present and giving full eye contact, or for whatever reason. And for some kids, that won't be a trauma. That would be, okay, cool, nothing registers. And for some kids, it will be the biggest trauma that they have, because once that happens in their mind, it registers as, wow, I'm invisible. My parents don't love me. They don't care about me. They don't care about me. I am unlovable. I'm invisible, right? And then that's their thoughts. The emotions are sadness, probably anger, probably fear, anxiety, whatever comes up. And then their decision from that point might have been, you know what? I'm just not going to shine my light. I'm not going to share what I'm going through. I'm going to hide, right? Now, here's the thing. Those thoughts produce an energetic output, right? The emotions have an energetic output as well, right? The decision creates an energetic output as well. That energy, right, gets stamped in the timeline and becomes a block for that kid. And blocks can exist in different areas. I mean, it could have been a block in their heart, their throat, their power center, their ear. At that moment, it got stamped in there, right? Now, here is where it gets interesting, because that might be an inception point of a block, where it started, right? But it's not where it ends. Because blocks, when they aren't addressed, when you don't release them, when you don't clear them, right? It becomes almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can change it, but if it's left unchanged, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. What does that mean? Now, since that block is within that person, that kid, guess what? They're on that station. So what happens next is they will start attracting, not because they want to attract it, because they might even consciously understand it. It's not a point. They're attracting it because it's the law of vibration. Whatever frequency vibration that you're on, right? You're going to attract that into your life, whether you're conscious of it or not. And don't worry. And right now I'm doing the educational piece, and I will be sharing in this today how to protect yourself, how to clear, how to release. I'm going to go through all that stuff. I'm not building it up so that it can sit in and you have nothing to do with it. I'll share with you guys how to address this, but I'm building this up to paint the picture of the importance of energy for those who might not know, and for those who do, it's a good refresher. Okay, so now people start coming up, because the thing is, if your emotions are, if it's fearful, angry, sad, now you're going to attract people who are in that vibration, who are fearful, angry, or sad, who are going to make you feel that way and reinforce it, because they're all in that vibration. You're going to attract people who think like that, who feel like that, who match that. You're going to attract problems that produce that in you. And when that person comes that hurts you, or it's emotionally unavailable and makes you feel sad, guess what? That reinforces the belief, the emotion, and that energy. If a problem comes in, like, or a challenge comes in that frequency, that event, again, reinforces the thought, emotions, and what it does is it reinforces what started off as one energetic block from that one singular event, okay? What started off as that is now stronger, more potent, and next thing you know, it becomes a year of your life, a decade of your life, generations, because it gets passed down to where that's just the story of how it is, but it never started. And the inception point was really the energetic block. Right. And when you realize that it's all energy, the whole reality, when you look around you, everything is energy, then it gets exciting, because you can change it once you understand the principles and the fundamentals of energy and how quickly it can change. Like a radio dial, then that is where life starts happening for you.